What is up, YouTube family? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, as you guys can see from the title, I'm going to be showing you guys how to fill, stack, and crumb coat a cake. So I have my turntable here, and the purpose of a turntable is to make sure we can turn our cake as we're frosting it with buttercream. Then I'm going to be using a cake board. This cake board is 10 inches. So I like to use 10-inch cake boards on 6-inch cakes because I like to have room for decoration and room to cut a cake. So whatever size cake you're using, you want to use, it's a cake board that is 4 inches greater than the cake. Then I have my wand, my cake spatula, to put the buttercream around the cake. Then I have a long serrated knife, and the purpose of the serrated knife is to cut off the dome pieces at the top of the cake. Then I have a bowl of vanilla buttercream. Let me know in the comment section if you guys would like a recipe for vanilla buttercream or any type of buttercream, as well as cake, whether that be boxed or from scratch. So I'm going to be taping a piece of tape to the cake, to the turntable, and then putting that in the center, and then I'm going to have the cake board on top of that. Then I have my pastry bag. I'm not going to fill my pastry bag all of the way because I don't want any, buttercream to ooze out of the top. Just put it, I would say, a good amount halfway through the bag, okay? I'm going to put that to the side. Then I'm going to be taking a small amount of buttercream and putting it in the center of the cake board. And then I'm going to put our first layer of cake on top. Take this long serrated knife and cut that little dome shape. Make sure it's straight and it's flat and it's flush. And then we're going to have a nice flat piece like that, okay? So we're going to repeat this process another 3 times, and then we're going to start to put our buttercream on the first layer, just putting it, in a circular motion until it's filled in the center. And then I'm going to take my spatula and just kind of gently glide and make a smooth finish, just like that, okay? Second layer, same thing. You see how it's flush? It's no buttercream oozing out of the sides. We want to make sure the cake is nice and straight as possible. Then I'm going to take my serrated knife, make sure it's flat, and same thing. Cut that little dome piece off. You can take these pieces of cake and make cake pops or cake jars. I'll make another video and show you guys how to do that. And then I'm just going to be taking some buttercream, putting it inside of the cake, and just doing that circular motion until we reach the center of the cake, and then taking my spatula, my wand, and then just gently gliding lightly. Then we're ready for our third layer. We're going to be cutting that little small dome piece off. The dome pieces are not too high here, so there's nothing really to worry about. And then I'm going to take my vanilla buttercream and do the same thing and, fill it in just like that. And then taking my spatula, smoothing it right on out. So this cake can actually serve about 8 to 10 people. So the more layers you have, the more servings it can yield. Your cakes do not have to be this high, but I feel like, when you have, any type of buttercream decoration, sprinkles, stuff like that, you definitely want to have room to show for it. So I'm going to be putting some more buttercream in my pastry bag because we're ready to ice the sides of the cake. And then I'm going to be taking the pastry bag and going up and down, just making sure all 4 layers have some type of buttercream on them. And then just making sure that, the cover until we reach the middle of the cake where we first started. Then I'm going to be taking my rest of the buttercream, putting it on top. And, the purpose of a crumb coat is to seal in, a thin layer of frosting. It's to trap any loose cake crumbs that we have, and just to create that smooth foundation. And that's pretty much the purpose of a crumb coat. I just think of like a naked cake, you know what I mean? Most naked cakes, not all of them, have a very thin layer of buttercream around the cake, and that's the look that we're trying to achieve here. And it's just set the foundation for the second part of this cake process. So just make sure your refrigerators are, underneath 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to put this in the fridge for about 2 hours. You want to make sure it's as straight as possible. You don't want the cake to be lopsided because, how we put the cake inside of the fridge will be how it comes out. You can fix a lopsided cake once it comes out the fridge, but we want to make sure we have that foundation set from the very beginning, okay? So that is pretty much the crumb coat process. Please make sure you guys watch part 2 of this video because I'm going to be showing you guys how to decorate a buttercream cake with rainbow sprinkles. Super exciting. It's beginner friendly. Anybody can do it. I'm super excited to show you guys that technique. Please let me know in the comment section what other videos you guys would like to see. And don't forget, all of the items that I used in this video will be linked in my description. You guys can order them off Amazon. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.